And we'll have action from going into the Southland Rally. Wayne Munro was there for Mobile Motorsport.
We're here in Invercargill for the fourth round of the Three Sport Street Skills Rally Championship, and it's a lousy, miserable Invercargill night. And Joe McAndrew, to compound your miseries, you've got three of these little Group N guys up there with you in the championship. What's going to be done about it, mate?
Well, it's going to be a tough little battle out there. Those guys are going really good, and pretty young fellas as well, and coming up through the field I just have to hold them at bay, try and stay out there and stay out of trouble and watch the old crest this week.
It was a crest that caused the spectacular crash that tipped Joe out of a top placing in Rally Otago. And the defending champ definitely needs a good result here, but expects a tough contest. Now those guys in the group...
Are you tired of irritating...
And Greg Graham and his Subaru, very quick, eh?
Yeah, no, they're going extremely well, and the Subaru's still holding out in front, so we're holding our band. Mitsubishis, there's a big horde of them coming down, so it's going to be an interesting rally all the way through, really. And
Greg Graham, a thoroughly nice young guy and fast with it, holds a 9-point lead in the champs. Although that's something he prefers not to think about.
Try and put it out of your mind, eh? Because if you think about it too much, you put more pressure upon yourself, and then you can't focus on your rally. And you know, if I go and think, oh, you know, I'm winning overall, if that gets into my head and Possum thinks I'm actually aiming for the overall, not Group N, you kill me. So I just keep my eyes on Group N.
That's a tough enough target.
You never get that far ahead that you can relax, eh? It's still tight. Anything can happen, eh?
But don't get the wrong idea. This is still essentially fun.
You do get excited. It's just, you get out there and throw shingle all over the forest, and you got to throw it sideways sometimes, eh?
Fellow Group N contender Rhys Jones, also a point up on the pacey plumber, is more aggressive in his plans.
Right along we said round two we'd start giving it a go, so this is it. Pretty about the conditions, but yeah, no, we'll be giving it a go this time around.
Even tonight?
Well, yeah, you've got to, yeah. Yeah, the events these days, there's so many competitors there, you've got to give it a go, and yeah, we'll be getting stuck in at the start, hopefully.
Another of the new kids in Kiwi rallying, Auckland-based Andrew Grant, is third equal with McAndrew, and yet another Mitzi Lancer Group N car.
You just try and get through the night first. It's always the tricky bit. It's the place where you can kind of, you know, throw yourself out of the rally, and then get really stuck in tomorrow.
Once again, the healthy state of NZ rallying is on show here. Aucklander Marty Rostenberg is looking for a comeback from his big crash at Otago.
Our national championship is not looking quite as rosy as it was prior to Dunedin, so the sensible thing to do is to drive a little bit more cautiously and a little safely, but I think that'll probably be the theory right up until the guy says go at the start of the first special stage.
And he's one of another 3 or 4 real winning chances here in the Deep South. Nissan driver Jeff Argyle is 5th in the champs and aiming to improve.
Steady tonight, and then we'll try and do what we did at Dunedin a couple of weeks ago and do some real good stage times tomorrow. That's what we're aiming for.
Mark Leonard, seeded 6th, is very much a potential winner in his Group N Plus Lancer.
Yeah, we're going to give it a good shot. We'll probably take it easy tonight, and hopefully be able to turn the work up a bit tomorrow, and hopefully be competitive.
I read in the local paper that you're picking yourselves as being chances of a win.
Well, you've got to be confident. I mean, if you're not confident in these sorts of cars, you know, you might as well stay at home.
Also in with the chances, 9th away, Robbie Lester, on a high, having just won the Daybreaker Rally back home in Manawatu. But in this Three Sport Street Skills Championship, there's a bunch of ways to come out a winner. Late entry Lewis Scott, for instance, narrowly leads a 4-way fight for the $15,000 on offer in the Street Skills Challenge. He and Lester are the 2 most likely.
They certainly are. It's pretty tight. I think the top 4 or 5 people could all easily win it, and so yeah, it's far from a foregone conclusion. We'll be trying to hang in there and see where we are tomorrow.
Well, obviously, for us, it's a different rally. We've got to rally the guys in the challenge, and that's what we'll be concentrating on. So I think there'll be a rally within a rally.
Corolla driver Dean Buist and veteran Mazda 323 campaigner Gary Cliff are also in a position to win. But really, Buist has to concentrate on the South Island Street Skills Scholarship.
Dean,
What is it, maximum attack or what?
Oh, get through the night and then see what the story is tomorrow.
There's a lot at stake this one, eh?
Yeah, there is a lot at stake, yeah.
The Corolla driver's scholarship rival is 30th seed Duncan McCrosty, a man who finished an outstanding 10th at Otago. Graham Walker will count himself a winner just by getting to the finish line. After all, he's come a hell of a long way just to make the start.
Where are you from? A place called Inverkeithing, which is just north of Edinburgh.
Could you say it again?
Inverkeithing.
Well, it's a bit like Invercargill, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's Invercargill is obviously a Scots word.
Friday's weather turns foul just after the 5:30 p.m. start in Invercargill. And it's Rhys Jones who splashes to the head of the field on the first of 4 nighttime tests east of town. But Leonard's on the case, just a second slower. Then it's Lenny at large, the talented one from Timaru, taking the next stage to take over the lead. That bumps Jones back to second, with Rostenberg close behind in third. And Joe the champ, where's he at? Well, a cautious start in the nasty weather sees him running fourth first up, third equal on the next. And then he gets back into winning mode with a 5-second victory on the third stage. That brings him up to third overall as Leonard holds on as rally leader over Jones. But an attacking McAndrew leaps past the 3 of them with a full-blooded assault on stage 4. It coincides with offs for some of the Lancelot. Lenny, Jonesy and Marty, victims of the same tricky corner.
Just a wee bit of just brain fade, backed into a bank, probably lucky to get away with it.
Just a brow got us, you know.
You've got to watch those. Joan could have told you that.
We're about 4 feet down off the road. And we just crawled back up, so that was good.
Well, at least you're still here.
Still here.
That part's done.
Glad that hard bit's done, yes.
How's it been, Marty?
Not too bad, Wayne. Only been off the road once tonight.
Good work. So McAndrew ends the night with a 27-second rally lead.
It's pretty hard to see out there and just trying to get the feel of the roads, and it's early stages yet. We've got plenty of time.
Despite his off, Leonard's second. Jones returns to Invercargill third, another 7 seconds behind Leonard's lookalike Mitzi. Rostenberg is 6 more seconds behind him in fourth. Well, he would be if not for a 30-second penalty applied for arriving late at the pre-start Parc Fermé. Oh, that could be costly. Right now, that's bumped him back a couple of places at least. So what about Graham? Where's he disappeared to? Well, he started this one coyly, initially 5th, then only 7th, and finishes the night a little better, 3rd and then 2nd on the last test. So he's back into Invercargill 5th overall and happy enough with it.
I haven't been coping too well with the rain as well as being at night. And we're through the night stuff. Give it a bit of a go tomorrow.
Grant has come overall conservative too, settling for nothing faster than 5th best till a 3rd on the finale. Lewis Scott, meantime, is taking some sort of a perverse pleasure in the foul conditions. He's ripped into it with a couple of 8s and then 2 7ths to see off Leicester for the overnight lead in the Street Skills Challenge. He's 7th, 1 minute 40 seconds off the lead and ahead of Argyle.
How about Robbie Leicester? Where's he?
Leicester, in the battle for the 15 grand, is 45 seconds behind his arch rival. McCrosty, meantime, is keeping Buist on his toes, leading him in overnight. In a stunning start, the 30th seed comes back to town 10th. With so much at stake, Buist is taking it ever so cautiously and settles for 25th overnight. Ends the rally off into central and western Southland for a mix of forestry and country roads. Despite the chill, McAndrew's hot straight out. Same too for the Group A Argyle entry. They share fastest time for the opening stage. But championship leader Graham brings a radical change to the order next up. He's back in action now, but way back, behind Marty Rostenberg, having clipped a corner, slid down a bank and lost over 6 minutes. It drops him to 25th place. Leonard is driving hard, real hard, and the results see him lose no more than 5 seconds to McAndrew over the first 2 stages. Jones holds third, but loses half a minute to McAndrew in the process. One of the big improvers for the early morning is Aucklander Robert Harris, making his return to National Champs competition after a few years away. He's up to 10th. Otago's Mike Turfus comes back from a Friday nightmare to the kind of top 8 form expected of him. He improves to 9th. With Rostenberg 4th, then Grant, Scott next, and Lester 8th, plus Leonard and Jones in the top 3, he's part of a Mitzi blitz. Gary Cliff, Stu Weaver and Clearwater are all moving on up. Now on the Dunsdale 7th stage, Graham starts his charge back up the order, blocking in behind McAndrew and Jones. The order up front though stays largely unchanged. McAndrew is easing out his lead, and by the Winton regroup, after a morning's work, he's holding 41 seconds on Leonard.
Just trying to hang in there, and it's pretty heavy metal out there in some places. But old Lenny's going pretty good, so we'll just have to watch our back there.
Okay, mate. Jones has conceded half a minute to the lead, but is solid in third.
They're still moving along pretty well.
Yeah, there's a few of these young buckets not far away, cuz.
Yeah, got to watch them, eh?
Next is Rostenberg ahead of Grant and Argyle. Scott still has a very strong sniff of the 15 grand. He holds 7th, over a minute ahead of Leicester. Turfus and Harris make it 8 Lancers in the top 10. Graham, he's going well, up to 23rd.
We're still on the road, we're still going. Anything could happen.
Still going pretty quick too, from what we saw.
I am not planning to slow down too much. You've got to keep the pressure on those guys.
Yeah.
I'll let them off the hook a wee bit, but hey, they might have a problem, and here we are, you know.
In a tight Toyota Corolla battle for 2-wheel drive honours, local Roger Mackay narrowly leads Dean Buist and Wellington driver David Black. As for that South Island Street Skills Scholarship, Duncan McCrosty is still keeping Dean Buist on his toes, 1 minute 44 seconds ahead of the Corolla man. McAndrew and Graham lead the rally east to Woodlaw, where a big rock on one corner ends Scott's dream run and costs Grant 4 minutes. And a stage later, Joe's bad luck returns. The Legacy stops on the stage, its centre diff broken. But the mist brings out the best in 2 of the delayed ones, Graham and Grant. The Subaru driver wins the stage 10 seconds ahead of Grant. What it all means is that Mark Leonard is in the lead by 29 seconds from Jones, with Rostenberg another 38 seconds back. Argyle's 4th, and Leicester's steady stuff is paying off. He's 5th. Being the leader in this 3-sport street skills rally is proving to be dangerous. One stage after McAndrew retires, Leonard rolls out of the lead.
Just made a mistake, you know, it's completely my fault. We come into the corner too fast, hit the bank and turn it over.
Really sad thing when you're going so well. This one was there for the taking, eh?
Yeah, especially with Joe going out the last stage, but I suppose that's part of it.
Still got a glimmer of a smile there, I think.
Have a beer tonight, eh?
The Timaru driver's misfortune means Jones has the lead, despite this little moment. But there's not much in it. Even with his 30-second penalty from the start, Rostenberg is just 38 seconds behind. Argyle is 3rd, 1.5 minutes off the lead, and Leicester's up to 4th. Behind Grant, Harris is having a great return. He's 6th. And then it's the go-get-him Graham, now with 3 straight stage wins under his belt. Subaru Impreza peddlers Slee and Owen are locked in a great battle. Slee now getting to grips with her new car, only to find that Owen has got faster too. The pair continue to scrap all day. Owen in the lead, but never by more than 31 seconds, and now down to just 2 seconds. By now, another 2 top runners are out. Turfus, who was 6th, is felled by a broken cam belt, and McCrosty's great runners halted by a broken axle. But hold on, she ain't over yet. Now Rostenberg has a sniff of possible victory. And on stage 11, back down to the coast, he's 7 seconds faster than Jones. Whittles the lead down to 37 seconds. And on stage 12, there's an extra nasty little surprise waiting for him. Even though everyone's warned, this water running across the road still results in some close calls. Much worse. Get that? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Despite this near thing, Rostenberg gets another 9 seconds on Jones on this stage. But for that late start penalty, he'd now be in the lead. Jones' response to all of this, he comes back with a blistering run through stage 13 to win it and grab back 13 seconds on Rostenberg. Graham has taken 5th place off Leicester on stage 12, but Argyle 3rd is still 3 minutes ahead. Even Grant, 26 seconds up on him, looks safe with just 1 stage to go. But Rostenberg is still trying to shake up the order. In a desperate last chance attack, Marty's easily fastest, 16 seconds quicker than Jones. But not enough. That lateness last night has cost him the rally. Jones wins it by 25 seconds. It puts him into the lead in the national champs. Didn't come on a plate, did it?
No, we had our problems. Marty really started to storm at the end of the day. We decided we better pick up the pace towards the end, the second to last stage. I think we did a good time and clawed a bit back, and we had a nice cushion going to the last stage, so we were wrapped, yeah.
Still, this has been a great comeback from Rostenberg's crash at Otago.
Yeah, it was terrific, Wayne, wasn't it?
Very good.
Might have to be a bit quicker out of the shower next time too.
Yeah.
But for that, I think we would have won it by about 7 seconds, Wayne. I think it'll be me shouting at the bar tonight too, somehow.
And talking of comebacks, Graham rises from the depths of the field to claim 4th from Grant, thanks to the Mitzi driver's road penalties.
You know, when we went into that ditch, I didn't even think we were going to come out, you know, and from a rally that I thought was totally lost, we salvaged it and we're still first equal in the championship, so I couldn't be happier actually, and I really enjoyed myself into that charge this afternoon. It was really good fun.
He's first equal with Jones for Group N, 1 point behind him overall. Grant is still satisfied.
We had a little bit of clawing back to do, but got to the end and ended up in a reasonable position, I think, so we're reasonably happy.
Lester, meantime, has a $15,000 smile. He's won the Street Skills Challenge. Pretty nervous?
Yeah, just for the fact that, well, I knew the gearbox was starting to falter, and yeah. So
that $15,000.
Pretty happy about it.
Harris comes home 7th. Cliff is 8th, increasing his mainland champs lead. Pilcher finishes strongly for a deserved 9th. Weaver, who's been on max attack in the Salika all day, is delighted with 10th. Owen leads home sleeve, 11th and 12th, just ahead of Clearwater. Ewist, who's got a minute ahead of the other two-wheel drive Corolla of David and Jane Black, comes home 15th and $15,000 richer.
Put our finger out this afternoon and started going better, and just kept it tidy in the last few just to get through the end.
It's been an important rally for you though, isn't it?
It has, yeah. It's made us some money actually.